All right, guys, the Philippines is cleaning up Manila Bay. This has been all over the news here in the Philippines for this past week. I guess it's about time. Like I said, it's been all over the news. I'm going to read some of the articles here that I've been reading online. This one comes from the Rappler. It says, Manila, Philippines, the Department of Interior and Local Government, DILG, ordered 5,700 barangays to conduct a cleanup drive to help in the rehabilitation of Manila Bay. In a memorandum issued Thursday, January 24th, the DILG said the local government units within the nearby Manila Bay must organize activities to clean up coastal areas or inland water streams in their respective localities on a weekly basis, starting on Sunday, January 27th. And it goes on to say the DILG's order stems from a Supreme Court continuing mandamus which compels local governments and agencies to reduce the amount of solid waste ending up in bodies of water and waterways which lead to the Manila Bay. The mandamus also aims to reduce the pollution level in Manila Bay to an acceptable range. The mandamus will only be lifted once fecal bacteria content is brought down to less than 100 units per cubic meter. The DENR said the bacterial levels in the bay now reach as high as 1 billion units per cubic meter. All concerned barangays and cities are required to submit a report to the respective municipal environment and natural resource offices every Tuesday after the conduct of activities. The post-activity report should specify the volume of collected solid waste, barangay covered, length of area covered, list of total attendees, photo documents, and levels on how the waste was disposed. That's the Rappler.com. All right, this one comes from ABS-CBN News. Manila Bay Rehab kicks off with thousands of volunteer government workers. Several cabinet secretaries on Sunday led thousands of government workers and volunteers, some carrying broomsticks and trash bags, in launching the rehabilitation of the Manila Bay, a popular tourist spot long plagued by waste problem. Some 5,000 people marched from Quirino Grandstand to the Baywalk area to kick off the interagency cleanup that the Environment Department expects will take, tongue-tied. Some 5,000 people marched from the Quirino Grandstand to the Baywalk area to kick off the interagency cleanup that the Environment Department expects will take years. Sorry, guys. Where are we at? Hang on. Among those who led the event were Environmental Secretary Roy Simatu, Interior Secretary Eduardo Anu, Public Works Secretary Mark Villar, Defense Secretary Dilphin Lorenzanan, National Police Chief Director Oscar Albayalidi, I'm sorry guys about the pronunciation of the words, and Metropolitan Development Authority Chairman Danilo Lame. ANO ordered local governments flanking the Manila Bay to mount weekly cleanups in their areas. Failure to do so would warrant penalties, he warned. The Public Works Department will produce trash skimmers solely allocated for the bay, said Villar. The rehabilitation plan was set after President Rodrigo Duterte warned establishments along the bay to comply with environmental regulations or face closure. Results of the water sampling in the area show that the Manila Bay averages fecal coliform levels was at 330 million, most probable number, 3.3 million times above the standard 100 mpn that is ideal for swimming. Some 47 billion pesos will be needed to clean up Manila Bay, said the DENR Undersecretary Benny Antiporta. The government is eyeing the issue of revenue for the road users tax to fund the rehabilitation. President spokesperson Salvatore Pannello said the cleanup came about 3 months after Baraka Island underwent a half-year rehabilitation. You know what? I think it's a good idea. You know, I got Lut here sitting here because, you know what, sometimes what I'll hear is, you know, if I say something, you know, as a foreigner, you know, if you don't like it, just leave the country. You know what? You know, when it comes to, you know, like garbage and stuff here, when I first came to the Philippines, one of the things I noticed that there was a lot of trash. And that was one of the things you know, that it kind of made me feel bad, because it kind of made me feel sad that, because this is such a beautiful country, yet they have this garbage issue. But yeah, I mean, I always hear this, if you don't like it, leave the country. Lut lives here. She is a Filipino.
Yeah.
You as a Filipino, what do you think about the trash and the garbage here?
It's terrible.
Right.
Yeah, you know, I've been lived, when I was grow up, and then when I was young and grow up, I'd see a lot of people throwing this, throwing that, but I grew up like I put discipline on myself. Like I don't throw trash anywhere. The problem is these people that sometimes it frustrated me. Like, really? You do that? Because they always said, oh, don't worry, they have somebody clean it. No, that's not the point. The point is you should have to have a pride in your country. That's how I look at it. Like, I love my country. That's why I don't throw trash in it. But a lot of people don't get it.
Yeah, you know, and I have noticed within the past year or so, like even the area where we're at, you know, the Angeles City, Daewoo area, that it is, the garbage isn't as bad as what it used to be. We see people in the morning sweeping up the garbage, cleaning up the garbage, and they're out there pretty much all day. Even on our side street here, in the mornings, I'll see people going around sweeping up garbage, cleaning up garbage. But like Louisa said, it boils down, you can have as many people as you want running around cleaning up. What it boils down to is people taking pride and not throwing their garbage out of their pocket because they know somebody is going to come down the road later on and clean up with them. I'm going to tell you a couple stories. Matter of fact, I'm going to tell you one I seen today. We were driving home, and there was a jeepney went by us, and I seen, you know, they sell the little plastic cups with fish balls in it. And this jeepney was driving down the road. A passenger in the passenger side of the jeepney just threw that cup right out the window. Just threw it out as if it was no big deal, as if he was throwing it in a garbage can in his house. Another thing I seen, and this was the worst. We were driving home one day, and there was a barangay vehicle in front of us. I'm not going to tell you the barangay, but it was in front of us, and they were going down the road. And next thing you know, I seen a bag of garbage just go flying out the window. This is a barangay authorized vehicle with probably authorized barangay guys in there driving the vehicle. Now they should be setting an example here. You know, they should be the ones that are setting the example here. But phew, right out the window. And you know what? They do teach the kids in school, because I know Hannah Grace is taught in school to clean up after themselves. Don't throw garbage on the ground. Don't throw garbage on the street. Keep it until you get home. Keep it until you can throw it away. And it is taught here. It is definitely taught here. But like I tell Louisa, and like Louisa even says, if they see a parent doing it, what are they going to do?
Exactly.
They're going to do the same exact thing they see a parent do. If a parent throws trash, they're going to throw trash. If they see an adult throw trash, they're going to throw trash. It's sad because, like I said, it is a big problem here. You know, the garbage situation here. And you'll see even like little creek beds and stuff that run, you know, down, you know, between the streets here and stuff. You'll just see garbage alongside and in the creek bed themselves. And you know what, here's the thing too. Even where Louise is from, her tiny barangay there, there's garbage here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Even in small barangays where like the people themselves are there, they live there, they eat there, they're there. It's their tiny little barangay. They even have an issue with garbage and trash here also. And it's because, like I said, they see one do it, another one does it, and then before you know it, it's just out of control. But you know what? They're cleaning up Manila Bay, and it's not an overnight project.
Yeah, and I wish it's take loss.
Yeah, it's gonna take a long time.
People should start to realize that we abandoned the nature already. And then yet, if we have a lot of problem, we always blame for something.
Right.
But we are the one is the problem. Because we always throw anywhere, so the water can drain.
Yeah.
Remember, like draining area?
Yeah. And not only that, but they're dumping like gray water,
Exactly.
like fecal matter, into these spillways that go out into the Manila Bay. And you know, here I'm going to leave you with one more story.
Quiet, please.
He wants to talk. I'm going to leave you with one more story. My first trip down here, or out into Manila, 2012, I went to the Ocean Aquarium there. Spent the day at the Ocean Aquarium, enjoyed it, beautiful. I stepped out on one back area where it was like a dock to where you could look out in the ocean, and I looked down. When I looked down, I just seen all kinds of garbage just floating there. And I thought to myself, man, that's a shame. This is beautiful. Look out at the bay. It's a beautiful picture. I've never been down there when the sun sets, but they say it's a beautiful sunset from the bay. But when I looked down there, it was sad to see all that garbage just floating there. But anyways, you know what? Like I said, if I say something, people say, if you don't like it, leave the country.
No, that's not the point.
That's not correcting the problem. You're right. It's not the point. It's not correcting the problem. It's basically ignoring the problem.
Exactly.
And I don't care what country you live in. Philippines, America, Australia, Japan, China, Singapore, any country you live in, people should respect the earth and clean up after themselves and not throw their garbage all over the place. It's just, it's I don't know what you would say. It's inhumane.
It's really hard to understand. There's one thing, it's like kind of drive me crazy to get. Really hard to understand when you see these people, you put it in the plane and they go somewhere out in the other country. They always follow the rules. Once the plane touched down to the land of Philippines, they forgot that rules that they follow over there. Like they try to Singapore, they can't even split anywhere.
So people obey the rules of the land when they leave the Philippines.
Why you can't obey the law over in your own land? Like that's what you have thinking. Like what's wrong with these people? Like what's in their mind? You know.
You know what, even in the malls, when I'm walking in the malls, there's not trash cans. You don't see many of them. A lot of times, in case you want to know something, in case you say, oh, there's no trash cans in the mall, a lot of times they're at the escalator. For some reason, they put them right by the escalator. But they don't stagger them all over. But I'll walk through the mall and I'll hold my cup and stuff like that. And if I find one, I take it. If not, I take it with me. When I come home, I throw it away. But yeah, like I said, the cleanup in Manila Bay has been all over the news this past week. Thought I'd put it out there. Let those that are, you know, not familiar with it or, you know, aren't hearing about the news here, let you know. Anything else to say, Lut?
No, that's all I wish. I wish that once cleanup will, like, not only Manila Bay, anywhere in the Philippines.
There's other
Come
places.
on.
Yeah.
Let's try. Let's go have discipline.
Yeah.
Let's try to clean up our own garbage outside.
All right, guys. We'll talk to you later.